welcome to Geometrica tutorial number 3. Today I'm going to be taking you through the rotation effect tool. It's basically just how to make a mandala. I'm sure everyone knows how to make one of these, so you're probably not going to learn anything that you don't already know, but I'm going to try and approach it slightly differently. I'm going to use different layers. It's a way of showing your client how the tattoo might look finished once you've done all the dot work. It just gives you a bit of inspiration as to how you want to go ahead and execute the tattoo yourself as well. Obviously you got your darker dot work and then your lighter dot work in these areas, and then your negative white top layer. So the way that I do this is, if you open up a new document, I'm going to go with a square one, select the rotation effect tool, enable that. I'm just going to use 6 mirrors to keep it simple. You want to select the pen tool. My thickness is about 15, 20. Keep it at that, and then you want to just draw a fairly simple mandala, nothing too crazy. This top layer is basically going to be your negative skin area, which you're not going to tattoo. So if you don't make this one too crazy, most of the detail will come in the layer underneath. That'll be where your 2 different shades of dot work, or 3 if you choose to have 3. So that will do. I'm just going to keep it one more and keep it like that, nice and simple. Next thing that I do is fill in everything around the outside. So this is the first layer. You then want to come up into the top right hand corner and create a new one. You also want to fill this one in black, and make sure this new layer you've just created is beneath your top one. Come back up to the top one, and then in the layer option here, just invert that. So now come and select your lower layer, as that's the one that we're going to work with today. This will all become apparent why I'm doing this in a moment. It seems like a long-winded way of doing it, but it's quite cool. I'm going to select the drawing tool, and then the colour, I'm just going to make it a little bit lighter so you can see the difference. So now whatever I draw is underneath in the layer below, and it doesn't affect this white negative layer that we've got on the top. So as you can see, your darker dot work would be around here, lighter in the middle. It's easy to show your client, and then they can visualize what it's going to look like as well. I'm just going to mess around with ways of filling this in. I'm going to select a circular tool, and I'm going to move it to the top point of my mandala, and then if I start from the center, I'm just going to draw. There you go, start from the center, fill these in, and there you go. You can see that you've then got your lighter shades and your darker shades. You can obviously go nuts and spend ages doing this. I'm gonna keep in this circular tool, mirror tool, circular ruler tool selected. Going to carry on drawing a little bit more detail. I can fill those in, and maybe move this back into the center, and oops, get back onto the pen tool, draw a bit of a circle in the middle. Yeah, happy with that. There you go. So you can then present that to your client and say, this is where I'm going to do this shade, that shade. It just gives a kind of second layer underneath. I've got an example I can show you of one that I did on a client's knees. So there you go. You've got the negative layer on top, and then you've got all the different shades of dot work underneath. It just gives it a little bit of a cooler effect, I guess. One last thing I want to show you with this, if you come up to print this off, you go to File and Print, then Convert to on the left hand side. You want to click that twice, and it converts it to lines for you. Basically just makes an outline of everything that's on the page. So it's a lot easier than having loads and loads of purple stencil all over someone's skin that you have to then try and rub off before you start to fill it in. yeah, just a cool little feature that they've got on this, which I use for absolutely everything. If I'm doing a pattern or whatever, I'll always print it off with just an outline. It looks a lot cleaner, and it is easier to tattoo. You can see what you're doing a lot better, and you don't get stencil paper all over your face. There you go, guys. That is the what's it called? That's the rotational effect tool. That's one way of creating mandalas. I don't always do it that way. I was just trying to come at it with a bit of a different perspective, a bit different angle. Hope you found that useful. Please check out my YouTube channel. It's where I keep all these videos, so you can find them all in one nice, easy to find location. The link is in my Instagram bio on there. So yep, go and check it out, and I'll be back in a couple of days with another tutorial. Thanks guys, take care.